All right, everybody. Welcome. Here we are. We are going to go over these new set of notes, right? So make sure you have paper and pencil out ready to take these notes so you're prepared for the following assignment. All right. Step one, as we always do, we read the title of these notes, and they are called classifying triangles. Right? We are going to classify triangles. We're going to name them. We're going to identify what kind of triangles we have. Right? So the first way that we are going to identify triangles is by angles. Right? This is the common way to start because the word triangles has triangles in it, right? Meaning there are three angles within the triangle, right? Now, there's a way to classify those, right? So the first way we're going to identify triangles here is we're going to see within these triangles that if we have this, for example, okay? So what do we notice about those triangles, right? We notice that they were all less than 90 degrees. Did you notice that? They are all less than 90 degrees, right? So when we see that all angles are less than 90 degrees, okay? When all angles are less than 90 degrees, we call that acute triangle. We call that an acute triangle, right? So this angle is acute because all the angles are less than 90 degrees. 50 is less than 90, 60 is less than 90, and 70 is less than 90. All right? Next, we're going to notice that our triangle that all the angles are exactly the same, right? So we're going to say all angles are exactly 60 degrees. If all angles are exactly 60 degrees, this is what we call an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle, right? That's what we call an equilateral triangle, right? All angles are exactly 60 degrees, 60, 60, 60, right? So those two so far, right? What other way can we identify triangles here? Well, if you notice this corner right here, it's got a right angle, right? It's got a right angle. And this could be 810 and this could be 80. But the important part here, the thing that we have to identify here is exactly, it's got this 90 degree right here, right? So when we have exactly one angle that is 90 degrees, right? When we have an angle that's when we have exactly one angle that is right at 90 degrees, this is called a right triangle. Right? This is called a right triangle. Exactly one angle that is 90 degrees, which is this angle right here. Right? Exactly one angle that is 90 degrees. Okay? And finally, the last way to qualify angles by their angles, right, is if you have here you have that. Oops, excuse me. Yes. And the important angle is right here. If you notice, that angle is more than 90 degrees. So when we have didn't mean to do that. There we go. This one. When we have one angle that is more than 90 degrees, right? When we have one angle that is more than 90 degrees, right? That is called an obtuse triangle. An obtuse triangle. So here we have it. We have 4 ways to identify triangles by their angles, right? Depending on their angles, right? Now, if you notice in a triangle, though, not only do we have 3 angles, but we have 3 sides, right? We have 3 sides. So another way to identify angles is by their, that's not how you spell sides, is by their sides, like that. Okay, so we identify them by their sides. All right, so this is what we're going to do. First triangle, check this out. Okay, so from here to here is that color. All right, and look at that. What do we notice about those 3 sides, guys? Right? What do we notice about all 3 sides? Right? Are they the same color? No, they're different colors. Right? So we're going to say, right, has no congruent sides. What does that mean? All sides are different. All sides of the triangle are different lengths. And that, kiddos, is what we call a scalene triangle. Has no congruent sides. All sides are different. That's what we call a scalene triangle, right? If all 3 sides are different, we call that a scalene triangle. Okay. Next, this triangle, we're going to notice that we're going to notice that that side and that side are the same. And then this side is different. So what do we notice about this one? Right? This one has 2 congruent sides. This side is equal to this side, right? So when we have 2 congruent sides, meaning 2 sides are the same, right? If 2 sides are the same, this is what we call an isosceles I already messed up. Look. Come on, glitching. Okay. Isosceles Triangle. An isosceles triangle has two congruent sides, meaning two sides are the same. Look, this is the same as that. And this bottom side is a little shorter. Right? That's what we call an isosceles triangle. Right? Finally, one more we notice about this one. This is the most commonly used triangle. Right? Check it out. That, and that. Look at that. This we call a perfect triangle, right? This is when all three sides are congruent, right? All three sides are congruent. What does that mean? Let me move this congruent here. All three sides are congruent means all three sides are the same, right? All three sides are the same, and this is what we call an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle. All three sides are the same, right? So there's a way to identify triangles by their angles, which are these four, and there's a way to identify triangles by their sides, which are these three, right? So in your assignment, you're going to be asked to identify triangles with both. What kind of triangle is it depending on their angles, and what kind of triangle is it based on their sides, right? So you're going to use this chart, you're going to use these notes, this key to help you identify what kind of triangle is it based on angles, and what kind of triangle is it based on sides. All right? So these are the notes. Thank you for being here. See you next time.